Playboy has seen a number of celebrities grace their magazine, but here we will look at those that did so before they were famous, or in an attempt to reclaim their fame.
Rocky Burnett's Tired of Towing the Line, and we'll have some information about fall releases for your favorites.
When MTV first hit the airwaves in 1981, they had the 5 original VJs. Nina Blackwood was the raspy voice firecracker. In August of 1978, Nina was figured in a pictorial titled Girls of the Office. Nina was still a music publisher and voiceover artist living in Ohio. But in 1981, MTV would make her a household name.
Welcome with me, Lainey Kazan.
Lainey Kazan is someone you are familiar with from the My Big Fat Greek Wedding films. However, she received a pictorial in the October 1970 issue of Playboy. Her pictorial led to her headlining 2 of the Playboy jazz clubs. That in turn landed her guest spots on Dean Martin's variety show, and her career was off and running.
And I don't remember the theater, but you were doing a play and why are they laughing?
I wouldn't laugh if they were on me.
And what is the Waltons' Mary Ellen doing in Playboy? We'll talk with actress Judy Taylor-Norton and find out why she posed for the men's magazine.
Up next in Evening Magazine, we meet Mary Ellen from the Waltons. It's a whole new Mary Ellen.
Judy Norton is forever in our hearts as Mary Ellen from the hit television program The Waltons. Seeing her career stalled as everyone saw her as a simple young lady, Judy would see Playboy as the chance to shed her good girl image.
Now this one-time symbol of sweet innocence has taken on a more adult role, a photo spread in the August issue of Playboy magazine.
Why did you do the layout for Playboy?
Because I'm not Mary Ellen. I wanted people to know that wasn't really me. It's like two ends of the spectrum there, and it was time to hit the other one. You only have so many choices when you want to talk about making a drastic change. You can either do another type of role that's very drastic, but in order to do that, people have to already see you in that light. And people were still saying no, overalls and farm girl.
The August 1985 issue of Playboy would see Judy grace the magazine with a pictorial. Her career did not quite take off, but she is there for the whole world to enjoy.
Denise Crosby stars as Security Chief Tasha Yar in Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Hostile is now beginning to overtake us, sir.
This wasn't the role she auditioned for originally.
Marina had auditioned for Tasha, and I was auditioning for Troy at that point. I think we had 3 auditions, 3 callbacks. From what I understand from the producers is that they were sold on me as that part. Gene felt that, now these are his words, that I was too much like Grace Kelly.
Denise Crosby of Star Trek and Pet Sematary fame would come from a famous grandfather. But before she would grace television and the silver screen, she was featured in the March 1979 issue of Playboy. She would go on to small parts in movies such as 48 Hours before becoming a household name on Star Trek: The Next Generation. For all the wrestling fans out there, the late 90s would see the Eric Bischoff-led WCW take on the mighty WWF. Eric's wife, Lori Bischoff, would be featured in the Hottest Housewives pictorial in the May 2005 issue.
A couple of years ago, one of my kids, I think it was my daughter, said, in the course of some conversation we were having, she says, the guys, what my friends are saying, they're calling you a MILF. And I said, well, what's a MILF? I had no idea. I'm going, MILF? MILF? She goes, yeah. I said, I don't know what that is. What's a MILF? And she goes, it's a mom I'd like. And as she was going, I was like, oh, are you kidding? And then I kind of went, well, oh, how, okay. It was like, well, it's a little edgy, but it is a compliment.
Lori would go on to be a podcaster, writer, and YouTube star. Heather Rae Young was the star of Netflix's hit Selling Sunset, But in February of 2010, Heather was selected as the Playmate of the Month. Heather would go on to say that appearing in Playboy really catapulted her career.
If you love the fast lane, it's a trend to go slow. Want him to follow you wherever you go. You're so Charlie. You're a Charlie girl. So Charlie.
There's only one fragrance to wear when you're living in the fast lane, and that's Charlie.
The more you tease, the more you please. You're so Charlie. You're a Charlie girl.
Charlie, fragrance for the fast lane.
Sharon Stone had starred in some television commercials and parts in movies. But it was July of 1990 when Sharon Stone was the cover and main article for Playboy. She has said that she did the magazine in order to land the lead role in Basic Instinct, which would make her a household name.
What kind of day is your hair having? Will it need a light shampoo or a really deep cleaning?
Sometimes you need a little finesse. Sometimes you need a lot.
Introducing Finesse Shampoo. It's activated by the amount of dirt and oil in your hair, so it cleans deep on the days you need it, gently on the days you don't, without drying, without over-cleaning.
Sometimes you need a little finesse. Sometimes you need a lot.
When I did Night Moves, it was an accident because I thought it was a modeling interview that I was going on. It turned out it was for this movie with Arthur Penn and Gene Hackman. And I got it, and then once I started working, I just got hooked because it was really fun. It was just pretending that you're another person. It was like a game. It was like a child's game.
The teenage Melanie's early roles in films like The Drowning Pool and Night Moves gave her a sex kitten image which her rather public private life did nothing to dispel. She met the then-struggling actor Don Johnson on the set of one of her mother's films. She was 14, he was 21, and they moved straight into Hollywood's fast lane.
Melanie Griffith is known for films such as Working Girl, Body Double, Something Wild, and Milk Money. But it was October of 1976 that she would be featured in her own Playboy pictorial. Her then-husband Don Johnson would appear with her as well.
In 1984, Melanie finally got a second chance and grabbed it with both hands. Brian De Palma gave her the substantial role she'd been looking for, casting her as the lovable but businesslike porno queen Holly in his thriller Body Double.
I loved making that movie. It was the second movie I did after going to school, after really studying. So it was, I don't know, it just feels, since then it's felt better with each character that I can really give something to that person. And Holly was probably the first one that I was acknowledged for.